Hi, this is Benny Pough, pulling up on Wolf and Unicorn Show. So happy to be here. Had a great discussion about the past, the present, and the future. A lot of great ideas being shared. Stay tuned and listen.
Yadi is loud on the intro today.
I am loud today. I'm here.
Last week we heard her in her mouse voice, and now she's nice
here.
And loud.
I'm present. Hi, everyone.
So we got a very special guest today. Benny Pough, music executive for over 3 decades.
Woo.
Former President of Roc Nation, and he currently started his own recording label / distribution music distribution company. Shout out to Benny Pough. Welcome to the show.
What's up? Listen, y'all intro so hard. Like, I mean, I've been in music. I ain't never sang. I'm not a rapper, but I swear I was like 1, 2, 1, 2. You know, everybody
ready to go, right?
Like, I felt it. I'm like, yo, let it go, let it roll. I'm not
about to jump in, right?
I'm not a smoker, right? But if I smoke, that beat would be hard, right? That's definitely a smoking beat.
Yeah.
Really and figuratively, right?
Right. Shout out to my cousin Luke, made that intro for us. Big
man, Luke, you better go. Yo, Luke, you better go get licensed that, because you know I'm running with that tonight. Luke, your beat gonna get jacked. That's my beat. You got this whole episode to go get it copywritten, because if not, that's my beat. I'm telling you now.
Yeah. Go ahead, Luke.
Check out his Cozy Tapes playlist, by the way.
Yes.
It's very, very dope. He's got some fresh beats on there.
Yeah.
And we're actually putting together a competition for some of the artists that we have on our show to rap on that beat. And the winner will get a prize that we will decide on. We haven't decided what it is.
We're still thinking about it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We gotta see what the budget is, you know.
Let's see.
So Benny, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? It's the first time we're talking to you. Hopefully not the last, but tell us about your journey.
Oh man. So where do we start? I mean, first and foremost, I want to thank you guys so much for having me here. Special time in my life. I see that you guys are now 3 years at the show.
Yeah.
That's amazing, right? And actually, it's commitment. When you think about when you put your mind to something and you're able to activate and see the finish, you get great things like this. You get longevity. It's simple for me, man. I'm a father. I'm a team builder. You know, I'm an executive, real estate investor, and I'm also, just recently got into technology. My journey started out of college in the music business doing stand-up, which I started my career at Motown Records after leaving St. John's, and opened up one door that led to another door that led to another door that got me to on this show, right? Wolf and the Unicorn. So I made it. I know I made it.
We made it. We got.
I made it.
We got Benny in the house.
Right.
What? We got some big names on your resume, so let's say we all made it.
Go ahead.
So, like I said, you do have some huge names in your resume, so we wanted to give our listeners just a little bit more of, you're a jack of all trades, you do it all, but let's just go a little bit more in depth and more about the music industry and, how's it going there, what you're doing now, and just a little more detail on your own label that you have started.
So, as I said, I started my journey at Motown Records after graduating from St. John. And it was really interesting that the promoter, the local promoter at Motown Records, booked me for a show up at the Cellar, which was on 96 in Amsterdam. And at the end of the show, she asked me, what was I doing? And I didn't even put my resume together. Let's be clear. At that time, I didn't know anything, what my plan was. And she asked me if I wanted to be her intern. No one ever told us what an intern was, but I said yes. That's the way we do it. We just say yes and figure it out, right?
Right.
Yes.
I went down to the office, went down to Motown, and And it was kind of odd because my background prior to that was sales. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I worked for Citibank. You know, I'd sold fax machines door to door. You know, sold cutlery, like, you know, there's knives for all of y'all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was a real cat on doing it, selling from that perspective. And so when I went to Motown, I went with, you know, what I was used and accustomed to wearing, you know, like, you know, a pinstripe suit, three-piece suit with, you know, my wing tips, and my attaché case. But that ain't music culture. So
Oh,
when I
really?
walked in, everybody was like, yo, he either got to be an Amway salesman or the FBI, right? You don't look like nobody in this building, right? So, needless to say, got in and really fell in love with the opportunity that was given to me. And, you know, I think what the big asset for me at Motown was that, you know, I was very administratively sound. So I helped support um, the promotions person at that point and doing a lot of her administrative work, and that people noticed me, right? They noticed my diligence and my consistency, and one opportunity led to the next, and then
Mm-hmm.
left there and went and worked for Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis at their label Perspective Records. Did that for like 364 days.
Yeah.
Left there, right? Went and worked for MCA Records in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, went to Arista Records in Washington, D.C., did that for another year and a half. So that was all the early Monica, Bad Boy,
Okay.
all of that good stuff, right?
Right. All the
Outkast,
stuff we're seeing on Versus
Tony,
today.
Yes.
all of that stuff, right? Left there and then went to MTA and got a big job, right? Came back to New York, then got promoted and went to the West Coast. So I spent some time on the West Coast for 7 years, which is a totally different life, right? You know, New Yorkers, it's hard for us to live anywhere. And LA
It's
is
true.
really hard because, you know, you just waking up being intense every moment of the day, right? And LA is just, it's more laid back and simple. So it took me a minute just to come down off of that, but had a lot of success and really defining, you know, my craft. You know, work like the Mary J. Blige album, the 4 albums after the 411, Casey and JoJo's All My Life was a part of
Right.
marketing promoting that. Shaggy, it wasn't me. Shanti's Got a Man, The Roots,
Oh.
their first number one and Common's first and only number one, right? All of that good stuff, and decided it was time to come back home after spending a stint out there for 7 years, and moved back to New York for Def Jam Records, which was an amazing opportunity because the people in power at that point, you know, Def Jam was a closed shop. Like they
Mm-hmm.
didn't let a lot of people from the outside in. They were the original family culture.
Right.
So I just wanted to be in, right? I didn't know how long I was going to stay, but I wanted to be there to learn the secrets, the trade secrets, and you know, it was an amazing opportunity. And then the guys at the top, they left, and in
Ah.
comes L.A. Reid, and LA walks in and it's fire, man. Like we go from, you know, 2.3 market share at the label for a 9-year run to 11.3. And some of the artists that came out of there noteworthy was DJ Khaled,
Okay.
Rihanna came during that time, Neo came during that time, Justin Bieber came during that time, Young Jeezy came, Rick Ross.
Ah.
We had Fab, right? So we had a lot of good stuff, right? Excellent, 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 right? And I'm super excited. Then I left there
Yeah.
and went to Epic Records, and really got an opportunity to see the business of music, right, behind the scenes on how things work. Once again, I was able to sign talent, sign Future, Yo Gotti, Cash Out, riding around with that Nina, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and had a lot of fun there. And I left there and went to Roc Nation, and you know, was able to put some things together there, and decided that, you know what, I'm gonna step out on my own, right, and
Okay.
start my own distribution
Yeah.
called Diverse Media, which we're full-fledged marketing and promotions distribution label that we can put product out for new and developing new artists. Now that was a long ass intro.
That was amazing.
We'll take it.
Yes.
Give us good background on you.
Right.
Yeah.
Ran through the whole resume and everything. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yep.
hit us.
Yep. Location by location.
Yeah.
So 30 years of music, basically, and you know what what drives you to stay in music? What do you love about working in the music business?
Yo, you know what's really interesting? What I love about it is it's a business where you can change people's lives, right? Like, you are a part of making someone's dream really come true, right? And giving them the best opportunity to fulfill what it is that, they have a desire and passion for. And that's what's most exciting to me. Like, when you take someone who's relatively unknown, right, or not known at all, and then they become a star. Yo, there's nothing more rewarding than that, right?
Yeah.
That you guys have put that plan together, and it paid off.
That's amazing. So now, do you get like all the people at the family barbecues and at the barbershop trying to rap to you, trying to get signed, or like what's that like?
Man, listen, you know how we do. I tell them, I don't do that. Yo, it's the man that does that. Right? I'm just the man next to the man. Yeah, right? It's not like, come on. I'll never forget I had a pastor like, even I had like a pastor was like, my nephew, he like, come on, B. Like, I'm here for church. I'm here for church. Like, do it ever stop?
Yeah, relax. Even we have a Facebook group where we kind of communicate with our listeners and people who like the show, and we tell them when we're having a guest on, and we ask them if they have any questions here, ask them here, we'll ask them for you. And one person was like, can you get me on the call? I'll spit for him real quick. Got a few bars. Tell him I got bars.
See? Yeah, they all do, man. Everybody do. Yo, see, now you got COVID, so you can go, nah, B.
Right, yeah. Step back.
Yeah, get on first. No. Hold up. Yeah, you ain't gonna kill me with that.
So tell me a little bit about Diverse Media. Like, what exactly is the focus on there, and what are your goals with that company?
Independent artists, man, giving artists an opportunity to get a mentoring opportunity as well as learn about the business, right? And learn how to maximize, their talent, not only just from a talent perspective, but also from an economic perspective, right? So, we can outsource or do things in-house, right, to give you the best opportunity to really be a part of your career.
Right. That sounds pretty cool. It's not a record label though; it's distribution, or is it working on a record label?
Same thing, yeah. So I have artists signed directly, as well as their licensing deals where we do we upload and do the distribution for folks. So there are various different entry points you can come in and get our services.
Right, and I wanted to ask you a little bit about the music industry in general. I'm not like familiar with it, all the details and nuances of it in contracts, but I hear a lot of the times, I get people in these contracts and they want to get out, and the companies are doing this, doing that. What's the problem with the contracts in the music industry, and why, is it causing so much havoc, for the artist?
Well, I mean, you just have to think. Part of it is that people haven't educated themselves before they actually do a deal. Just think about it. You guys are a young couple, don't want you to put your business out, but just think about it, whether you have or you will, right? If you think about when you go purchase your first asset, right? What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to research, right? You're going to go to different banks. You're going to figure out what loans are, right? You're going to figure out what the rates are. You're going to find who's the more reputable institution, right? You're going to figure all of those things out before you actually just sign, right? So now, put it in different perspective, right? Everyone's not complaining about the record companies. I ain't hear Drake say nothing, right? There's a lot of people that ain't saying that is nasty, right? So ultimately, I think what happens more importantly is that people rush in excitement and lack of education. So is it the deal or is what you accepted, right? Mm-hmm. Because no one's putting a pistol to your head to sign anything. What you're allowing is your anxiousness and excitement to take control. And that's just in business, right? Mm-hmm. So when you look at those circumstances and you look at why people have done what they've done, the question then asks, why did you do that, right? As opposed to when, like, what we want to teach the kids is take your time and do the work first. Because if you're talented, someone's going to find you because you're talented. Someone is going to find you if you're talented. Trust me when I tell you. So you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, and do the best negotiations possible, right?
Right.
Whether you want to whether you want to be an independent or you want to go to a major, right? Do what you can live with. It's probably the best way of looking at it.
Right. Well, I have a question in regards to like new artists and their rollouts. So a lot of people, the audiences have complained about artists these days and how they usually don't have a proper like rollout. So I just wanted to see, your opinion on that and see if you have noticed a difference in rollouts from like back in the day, like 10 and 15 years ago to the rollouts today. Just to get like an expert talking about it, because people on Twitter love to talk about rollouts and promotion, but we want to hear it from somebody who's actually doing that kind of work.
Well, I think, it's a consumer, right? Is an educated novice, right? Because like, you hear guys in the barbershop when we were in, right? Everybody has an opinion on somebody's release, right? But they don't know what actually happens behind. They know what they're marketed as, right? And correctly so. Some are going to be perceived better than others, but a lot is also what's received by the marketplace, right? Like just because you didn't go as far as you wanted, or chart wise, or you weren't able to get a show, or guess what, you performed and nobody clapped, right? A lot of that is indicative of who and what you bring, and it might not be your season yet, right? So ultimately, having a strong team, you realize how to develop and know what to ask for and what's needed at each opportunity along the way as you develop, as opposed to, what, I just signed a deal, you got to put me on Saturday Night Live. Well, guess what? You're not ready for Saturday Night Live, right? And you might get the opportunity because somebody pushed the button and you fall flat, right? Because you're not ready. You don't have a base. You haven't set yourself up. There's a lot that goes into knowing when to push the right buttons so that there's really a spring effect. And I think that's what's most important. Everybody wants everything. Don't get it wrong. We all want everything, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but there's timing too, right? And that's where the strategists and the people inside the company actually determine what, along with the artists in many cases, what's the best timing for events.
Right. And you mentioned earlier a little bit about real estate and tech you're getting into. Can you elaborate a little bit on what kind of investments you're making or what kind of business you're in?
So I've been in real estate for over two decades and some plus. That was really important for me when I first started in the music business, where I realized there weren't many salt and pepper haired black men walking around record companies. So what I did is I worked 2 Plan A's. I talk about that in my book that's coming out this summer on Impact. Was creating my own retirement. So, the benefits of the corporation was to take the money and also plan for, the future. So bought one property, which became another property, which, came a small company that also, is something that I'm super excited about and part of every day. Just got involved in a tech company called Candid, which we're in beta now. It's a social media monetization app where we're super excited, where, people get an opportunity to now maximize on their content. You can come on our site. You can, a post is between 40 pieces of content and 10 1-minute videos, right? And you can either go from 0 to $99.99, right? But you decide the value of what you perceive the content to be. So we're kind of like, the Amazon of content.
Okay. All right. Might have to give you a call.
Have to check that
out, we got some content.
All investors. African American tech.
Yes.
I'm about to rap for you now. Hold on. Let me get a few bars ready.
There you go.
Back to music real quick. What trends have you seen, like with COVID and everything? I know people can't perform these days, and a lot of artists make most of their money, through performances and concerts. Like, how are artists now kind of utilizing these new times and making the most of them?
I mean, really jumping in with their fans, right? Like people really making connection with the audience more so than ever before, right? Like just because there is no other resource. So I think as you see, as we come out of COVID, you'll see who's done a really good job creating their fan base and who didn't make it, right?
Right.
Right.
And once again, you can't blame anyone from that because now you have a captive audience, right? So, and everything can't be TikTok, but TikTok is a part of the equation, right? And
Right.
were you ready to sell merch? Like, was it your business or somebody else's business, right? Can you make beats? Can you write songs? How much of your career are you now in control of to be competitive with everybody else who's vying for this right now, right? This store right here, this information system right here. And that's what's going to be, a defining factor on how you create with your fans.
Right. There's also this like downside to being completely virtual and like on social media 24/7 because so many times, your fan base gets to know this other part of you, and like your opinions, and sometimes it's not all that great. So I feel like for a lot of artists, maybe management or people, their teams are kind of pushing them towards, being online, but just doing these, like you said, these TikTok dances or doing this or doing that. But, there's that fine line where like you don't want to share too much or say something wrong, and then your fan base is all of a sudden like, on the cancel train.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a downside to the whole virtual thing. Do you agree with that, or do you think it could be different?
It's an element. I just think it's an element, right? And it's a good way, obviously, at this point, to create an audience. But once you get the audience, there has to be talent, right? Like if you're a singer, whether you can go on tour or not, right? You need to have strong songs that people can fall in love with, right? If you're a rapper, right, then guess what? You need to recite so people catch it, right? Your hooks need to be tight, right? So, and you need to, and once again, be important to realize what the value is of just being focused on your talent.
Right. Have you ever? I know you worked with a ton of different people, but have you ever been like starstruck when you met somebody or worked with somebody?
Starstruck. Nah, man, you can't stay in the business if you. Nah, that's groupie. I like the way, you see how you got that's fly. Like, you gonna ask me if I was a groupie for somebody? Like, are you serious? Yo, like that was wild. Listen, I like the way you went in with that, but like I caught it. Like, yo, you a groupie? Like, no. Yeah. But there's some people that I was really there's some people I've really been enamored with though, like from their work edict, and you see why they're stars. Like Lionel Richie was an amazing talent, but also incredible business acumen. Mariah Carey was, like old school business, like straight up about her work, right? And it was all like I still have something in here, like she was so on point. Like she'd remember your birthday, did handwritten cards.
Oh, wow.
Like, things like that go a long way. Like when you vying for people's attention. So I guess the folks, to your question, are the ones who really are committed to their craft and committed to the business, right? Because they're artists, right? So that's baked in the cake. But being an artist and having amazing business, that speaks to a lot.
Wow.
Sure does. Yep.
Let's get into a few Facebook questions. We had about 4 or 5, so let's make sure we get them in before we move on to.
We love our Facebook peeps.
We love our Facebook group. If you want to join, it's facebook.com/group/wolfandunicorn, and you can talk to us directly. We pretty much post in there every day. Share clips, share random advice, share anything that we have to offer. So, check it out if you guys want to get in the conversation, and if you have questions for our guests, of course, like Benny, and these questions here, you can ask them. So here we go. Let's get into the first one from Philip. What is your favorite book, and what book are you currently reading?
I'm reading The Blue Ocean right now. It's that and you know what, The Alchemist, believe it or not, is like one of my faves, right?
Yeah, mine too.
Yours too?
Yeah.
Like I love hope. Like I just love it. So that's where I'm at, Philip.
Okay. And so Alchemist is your favorite, and Blue Ocean is the one you're reading now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Cool. This one's we have quite a few from Greg, actually.
Oh my God, Greg went crazy in the comments for asking you questions. So, are you ready?
Papa G was formerly a co-host on the show, and then he took a step back, so he's always involved, but had a lot of questions for you. First one, what are some ways artists can stand out to labels and get their attention?
Well, it's once again, it's talent driven, right? So what are some of the things labels look for? Streaming success, marketing success, right? Obviously touring at some point is going to come back. So value is one of what's most important always, right? Mm-hmm. How can we enter to a partnership where we both benefit?
Right. And what's the best way for an artist to like get their foot in the door? Like you said, I mean, you don't want people coming up to you, rapping to you, you know, and things like that. Like, you know, other than like social media, like how do you get somebody's, you know, get their foot in the door if they're just starting out?
How do you get the attention of a record company is one, you're gonna have to do research. People can't give up doing the work. Like, you know, if it was just that easy, not doing hard work, everybody would do it, right? So finding out who are the people in artists and repertoire, A&R, find out who the people who are in marketing, find out who the local radio stations, right? Find out what the platforms, how they're now accepting, you know, new music or new programs, right? Figure out how to get yourself exposed that people will now start to talk about you is the best mechanism. So you got to do the work.
Yeah, it's a grind. Like any other profession or anything you get into, you want to put in that work.
That's right.
And if an artist is not the main attraction, what other avenues can they explore? You know, if they're good at making music or good at rapping, but they're just not, they don't have that star quality. What can they do to kind of make money in this industry and make a living?
So I want to make sure I'm getting that one right? So you want to be an artist, but you don't have any talent, and you want to figure out how to do the business, or you somebody who wants to get in the music business? Because those
sounds
are
like
responses.
It sounds like they have some skills, but they're just not getting the attention for whatever reason. You know, they just don't have that star quality maybe, and it's just not attracting people, but they do have some skill.
So what your talent is what you should pursue. So meaning like, you know what, you're a rapper, but you actually produce better than you rap, right? You're a singer, but you actually write better than you sing, right? Now you need to travel and make yourself available in those avenues on where you can get attention that you actually are more prominent than you might be just as being an artist, right? Knowing the truth in you. Like you got to know what you are, right? No, it's not like being a child where your parents come to your performance and go, "Oh, you was great, baby." Right? "Oh, you was great, baby."
Right. Nobody's gonna do that.
It don't work that way. Right?
No, you will get booed. You will get booed off the stage.
It's some hard truth.
That's right.
And last question. Oh. Can I spit for you? Was the last question?
Come on, who is it?
That's the same guy. It was the same guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, Papa G, send your tape forwarded to
you
Benny.
Yo, absolutely. Yo, listen, I'm not going to run away from a potential star, but send it to you, send it to me.
Right. Yeah. We won't send you information out to
you. Pass it on, and I'll get right to Papa G, man. Papa hot. Papa on it, D. See, that's what you got to do.
You got to grind it.
Listen, somebody going to be on this show today? I'm going to be heard.
I'm pulling up.
I'm pulling up. I'm digital. This is my first digital pull up.
Right.
I wanted to ask about the like you mentioned, like that star quality. Sometimes people just have that like je ne sais quoi and like that I want to say confidence. But let's say they have that and the talent doesn't equal the level of confidence or star quality or just like I don't know, charisma. How do you deal with that? How do you tell someone like, listen, man, you might have to work on your rapping or your singing, but everything else is fine. Like, how do you go about that conversation with artists, especially when they're starting out?
People like the truth, and obviously you give them at the truth they can, the level of truth they can handle it, right? You know, if you're somebody like I'm the kind of person, I want you to just to tell me off the rip, yo, Benny, that's whack, right? Because you're not gonna hurt my feelings, right? But if I realize that you're sensitive, that might not be the appropriate way to get it. You got to get the truth, right? You got to get that spoon, but know how to dose it out. That's all.
Right. Right.
But ultimately, the truth has to happen, or we all fail. So
Right.
that just becomes the answer. Just giving them the truth.
Yeah, I appreciate the truth.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot
Yeah,
of people.
like stop making up stories and
Right.
lying. Like it's
Right.
moving me around, and no, I ain't good, and everybody's
Right.
laughing. I ain't funny. Like yo, you're the greatest, me. No, I'm
Right.
not. Right? Like, come
I
on.
tend to not always, I kind of like back. I just don't say nothing. Like if it's my friend and trying to do something, if it's like not good, I'll be like, he was up there.
Believe it or not, they've known to grow to learn that about you, right?
Right.
When you're excited, you're
Yeah.
going to say that. When you're not, they're like, ooh, maybe I ain't hot.
He was up there. He was up there doing something. So yeah, he's still my people.
Yeah. I don't appreciate being surrounded by like yes men. You know what I mean? Like I want to hear, like you said, it doesn't have to be completely harsh, but if you just tell me what it is and say maybe this part wasn't so great, or you could work on this part, there's an opportunity for growth in this area, then that's fine.
Yeah,
Like I just feel like people are like, especially artists, are so protective of their work and their craft. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that we can't just.
But also realize too, artists are, like you're a creator, so it's a different mindset. And that can just, why it has to be delicate and given in the portion for the moment is, you don't want to send someone into a shell just because, we need to make an adjustment, right? And in time, we can get to that. That's where the relationship piece comes in, right? This isn't flyby, right? Like, and that's why trust needs to be established in a creative environment with a creator. So everyone's not going to get that opportunity to be in that trust circle to have that level of conversation.
Gotcha. All right, I guess we can get in some shit we don't like. If that's all right with you, baby. Benny, would you like to participate in shit I don't like today?
Ooh, yeah, okay.
All
Give me
let me
things I don't like.
go for it.
Things I don't like, or I don't like, right? Is everybody on social media, but no one's doing anything socially.
Mm-hmm. That's a big one.
Very true. Anything else before we pass the mic?
Nah, man, I'm gonna let y'all rock. Y'all do a great.
You can go off. You can go off if you want.
Yo, listen, I'm mad. I don't like is that I'm still being charged, right, for my parking lot, during the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Yo, right? Yo, I don't like is that the lines are not shorter at the supermarket, right?
Right.
We felt that one this weekend for sure.
Man.
Oh, I got another one.
Go for it.
Let's
Go
go.
for it. Another one.
I don't like is that the church is still taking offerings.
That ain't never gonna stop.
Right?
It don't matter what's going on. They ain't gonna get that.
Like, you're looking at the churches, nobody's in it. And you're like, what? Yo, B, like it's funny. No, but I don't mind giving. Listen, I'm a giver and I'm a tither, so that's a joke. Those are jokes.
This is a joke,
Of course,
everybody.
Everybody give me a church.
Yo,
Everybody get to church. Just had to get that off though.
Let it go. Appreciate you, Benny, for participating in shit I don't like today.
Okay.
Daddy, would you like to participate today?
Oh, yes.
Okay, go for it. The mic is yours.
Oh, I have a grocery shit I don't like today. We just mentioned the lines at the grocery store. But one thing that's been happening recently that I've been noticing is like, obviously, you're inside the grocery store. You're trying to social distance as much as you can. They do have a limit to how many people can go inside the grocery store. But once you're inside, it's like you do whatever you want. So the thing I've noticed is people just standing in front of foods or like in front of the freaking lettuce or the dairy and just standing there looking at the food.
Right,
and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, pick up your lettuce and go. We need to keep this going. We need to, we're on a tight schedule here. We usually want to be in and out of grocery stores.
Right.
Like, that is not part of my life. That's something I need to do, but it's not my life. Being at the grocery store is not my life. So I need to get in here, get what I need, and get out. And I have dietary restrictions, so I sometimes do need to like read labels and stuff, but I make sure I'm on it. I read it. Does it have what I need? That's it. Take it, put it in the cart, go around. Like, stop standing around the food, just looking at it. What is this? I'm so glad. I'm glad I got that off my chest.
I'm glad you got that off, too. It sounds like, really bothering you. I saw it, too, the other day at Trader Joe's. And it was
I just want to, like, push him down.
Yeah,
Move out of my way.
You better not put your hands on nobody.
Right.
I know.
We could just complain on the podcast. We won't touch anybody.
Right.
Thank you, guys. Mine is pretty simple. I know usually I go into great detail, but I think mine is simple. I think we've been in this new year almost 2 weeks now. I'd like to get your opinion before I go in a little bit.
Man.
But like, when is it too late to start saying Happy New Year? Because people still say Happy New Year, and I'm like, it's kind of, I agree with the first first few days. But I think it's getting a little crazy now. It's just like, Happy New Year. Like, all right, that was 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago. What?
I'm Dominican.
Right.
So people say Happy New Year well into spring. Like, if you haven't spoken to somebody and since last year, and then they hit you up for something and it's, March and it's the first time you're talking, they're like, Happy New Year, by the way. So it's like, okay, Happy New Year.
April, I'd be a little extreme. I was thinking.
No. They still say it. If it's the first time you're speaking, they will say it. So for me personally, I don't mind it as much. I just don't say it to people.
Right.
I feel like the second week is like the
second week is a good cutoff.
Yeah, that's
right?
when you stop saying it.
Right. All right. I'll give it a couple of days, but after that, I'm not saying it back after.
You're not gonna say it back.
I'm not saying it back after January 14th. Do not wish me Happy New Year.
Oh, wow.
And we'll call it that,
Then you're gonna say thank you?
I'll just say a little peace sign or something. Nothing. I'm not saying Happy New Year back after the 14th of January. All right.
All right, then. That's a strong stance that you're taking there.
Yeah, I got to put my foot down somewhere. I got to put a line. That's it. Yep. Unless it's like your Dominican family, of course. I'll make an exception.
Oh, they will be so offended.
Right. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to the fam. I don't want to mess up our relationship over some nonsense that I said on the pod.
Yeah. This doesn't apply to you guys.
Right. All right. I guess we can run into a quick game. Benny, we got a game called 25 Questions. Yachty will read off some questions, and you can answer as many as you can in 3 minutes. Are you ready?
Hold on. Is there a prize at the end?
We can give you a prize if you want.
All right. It could be our love and affection.
We can. If you got a mailbox, we can send you a Wolf and Unicorn sticker.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Now I'm ready.
All right. So the time will begin as soon as Yachty finishes the first question.
Okay.
Ready?
Go.
All right. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
Orangeburg, South Carolina.
If you could be any animal in the world, what would it be and why?
Lion.
Why?
Oh, man. Come on. King of the jungle.
What's
y'all
your
have destination?
What is your favorite color?
Purple.
Mine too. Name the best TV show that you binge watched during the pandemic.
I'll come back to it next one.
All right. What scares you the most?
Dark.
Name something that you've tried that you will never try again.
Oh man, something I'll never try again. Bungee jumping.
Oh, nice.
What was your first job ever?
Newspaper. Boy.
Name one thing that you could never give up.
Love.
If your life were a hashtag, what would it be?
Pound Benny.
If you had to pick one superpower, what would it be?
Oh, hard question. One superpower. X-ray vision. I want to see your soul.
Coffee or tea?
I do both.
Nice.
A coffee.
Describe,
A coffee.
describe your life using one word.
Fulfilled.
Name your biggest role model.
Malcolm Martin.
If you had to be one cartoon character, who would it be?
Black Panther.
What is the most useful thing that you own?
Pair of socks.
What is your go-to food spot and what is your favorite dish there?
Grissini's. And it would be the John Dory fish dinner.
All right. What's your favorite song right now?
Oh, it's always the same. OJ's Backstabbers.
What is the first thing you would do if you won the lotto?
Don't tell nobody.
What's your favorite season?
Spring.
What is your favorite thing to do when you're not working?
Hiking.
Use one word to describe how you're feeling right now.
Elated.
What chore do you hate doing?
I don't really do chores, man.
Nice.
Oh,
All right, that's cool.
Have you ever had a nickname and what is it?
oh, man, I ain't gonna put that out. Oh, that's so whack. I'm not even gonna let people, because B.
All right. All right, that's time.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't get to the 25, but we will still send you a sticker, of course.
Of course.
Because you are a very special guest and now family of the Wolf and Unicorn podcast.
That's right. So what was your favorite, let's go back to your favorite restaurant. What is that? What's it called? Where is it located?
So we're kind of like in different minds, right? It's pre-pandemic.
Of course.
Right. Grissini's Italian restaurant in Inglewood Cliffs, New Jersey.
Okay,
All right,
nice.
awesome.
I like to try all of our guests' favorite restaurants. It's like
Oh,
my favorite
absolutely.
thing
You
to
guys
do,
are close
so.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can always go to Golden Crush in White Plains, huh?
Ah.
All right.
We gotta come to the Bronx for the Jamaican food,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yo. What is it, 233rd with the little drum guy?
Yeah. I'm from
Yeah,
238th.
Yeah, on the pit.
All right. That was
All right,
awesome.
Appreciate you. Benny Pough, as you all know, we like to end things on a positive note.
Yes.
Benny, if you'd like to participate, you can give the people some type of inspiration, some type of guidance, some type of positivity to get them through their day, their week, their month, whatever they may need. Are you in?
I'm ready.
All right. The mic is yours.
Hey, listen, we made it through the year. We're now into the day. Yo, every day is a blessed day and builds you into the better day for tomorrow and everything to come. Keep your head up and stay focused.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Benny, for that positive note.
Thank you.
It's been another monster pod, everybody. We've had Benny Pough here giving us all his knowledge about the music industry, as well as the real estate industry and tech industry.
All the industries.
All the industries.
Okay.
Appreciate you, Benny, for coming through. It's been another good one. I hope we can get you back on at some point. Hopefully when your book releases or something like that,
Yeah.
we can, help you push it and get you back
Absolutely.
on here.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
We haven't
Thank
played
you
a
guys
song.
so much.
Yeah. We haven't played a song in a while. We got we got a musical guest here, so we got to play a song today.
We gotta play a
We got to play a
tune,
tune for the, got Betty. You can't just go without
Let's hear
playing a
what you
song.
All right.
All right, so we've got a song from one of my favorite artists and a friend of the show, Donnie Durek, who just had his 12 Days of Donnie, some of the best songs you're going to hear in the holidays. This one is called 100 or More. Check it out.
See how I'm moving it all. See how I'm running it all. See how I'm running it. Hey, look, hey, me and my niggas be counting them figures, we need like 100 or more. I know some bitches who see them some money, they panties go right to the floor. I'm on a mission to get what I'm missing, I'm doing whatever it takes. See how I'm running it up, Tribal can't copy the pace, yeah. Me and my niggas be counting them figures, we need like 100 or more. I know some bitches who see them some money, they panties go right to the floor. I'm on a mission to get what I'm missing, I'm doing whatever it takes. See how I'm running it up, Tribal can't copy the pace. Look, I'm everywhere, yet it's harder to catch 'em. I make a play, hit my dance like I'm Beckham. I'm in this shit like I knew it was destined. I had your girl busted wide at the West End.